Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Radio Show, a once proud member of the now defunct Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. It's time for Theater Talk. Improv artist Adrian Miller is our guest co-host, and Titus Wayne is in to talk about his first experience in musical theater. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at WWSU1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
All right. Hey, 102.45. Welcome back to the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Usually it's Patrick that shouts the number as soon as we go on the air. I just wanted to change things up a little bit. So, hey, welcome back to Life.
I was trying to avoid not saying it, so I added 3 seconds when I said it so that it would be that time when we went on, and nobody would hear it.
Do you even know what show you're on, Patrick? It's the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Sitting in is my guest co-host for the week, still here, Adrian Miller.
Hello, I'm Adrian. I am still here.
Thank you.
Hello.
And Titus looks very shocked at this particular moment. Titus Wayne is our next guest, or our current guest, because our last guest is no longer our current guest.
Yeah, somebody ordered an emotional support clown. I'm here.
Perfect.
No, hi.
Perfect.
How's it going?
I expected your nose a little more bulbous and red.
I thought, okay.
You're not what I was hoping for out of an emotional support clown.
Well, you can file complaints to the emotional support clown.
I was waiting for Joe.
Oh.
I'm going to have to contact Billy.
Yeah.
And again, when this goes out as a podcast, none of this is going to be understood by whoever's listening because that was all on the last episode.
Oh, cool.
Should we?
Way to bleed into the
Oh, that's how we do.
Should we promote what's his name that's on America's Got Talent right now?
Ryan
Niemiller. Yes,
I keep
Ryan
forgetting
Niemiller. The show's going on right now. It's the only time I will ever say stop listening to me and go vote for Ryan Niemiller. You have to.
Welcome, Titus. Now everyone stop listening.
Yep. Well, that's...
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we're going to talk theater anyway, so the non-comedy folks can now listen to us talk theater.
Yeah.
We are theater people
we are
as well.
I am a theater person now.
You are a theater people
now.
now?
You've been inducted into theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can pronounce it now and spell it
Theater.
R-E.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, instead of the other way.
Yeah, where you're like, theater? We're going down to the theater?
Yeah, later.
Later?
Yeah. That's
Community theater.
Yes.
Exactly. Oh, see, that's the thing. That's what
the
happens.
pinnacle of society.
Right.
Community theater.
Exactly.
Bringing culture to the masses.
Yep. We've all been there. We've all been there.
We have, yes.
Now, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with it. What was your show?
So I was a cast member for the Beaver Creek Community Theater production of Freaky Friday.
Awesome.
The Disney... It was an adaptation of the Lindsay Lohan movie that was really a novel. But Mary Rogers was the name of the lady that wrote the novel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I actually through comedy, because I do that, and I haven't officially quit in any capacity. I just haven't been around for a while. But
I think we're all familiar with that concept.
Right.
Like, where have you been?
Here.
Theater or something?
No, a comedian friend recommended. She was a part of the cast as well, and I had always wanted to sing on stage, not knowing the amount of choreography and other things that go into theater, and I just thought, hey, that would be a perfect opportunity. And then it was a week straight of dancing right off the bat.
Yeah.
So,
yes. See, that's why I can't dance, so I've never done musical theater. In the theater I do, it's not choreography, it's blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had a whole bunch of that, too.
Yeah, because in musical theater, you have choreography and blocking for when you're not singing.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it like doing the choreography for the first time?
Oh, gosh. I got sciatic nerve pain for my 28th birthday during the production because,
Ouch.
No, I just didn't realize my body could move the ways that they were telling me to. So that was fun. I mean, it really was. It was interesting, and it was, doing comedy, you're barely moving on stage,
Right.
as opposed to full blown, Ronde de Jambes and Spirit Fingers and all that. Now, we didn't really actually do Spirit Fingers, but
Yeah, those work in comedy too, but it's a whole different thing.
well, I feel like I've learned a lot of theatrics that I can now incorporate into comedy and be further ostracized from the rest of the Dayton comedy scene for doing so. So,
Yeah, they're ostracized.
Well,
who has ostracized you?
well,
We'll have words.
are we having an air of grievances?
We're theater people
Is this
now.
turned into WTF podcast?
Yeah.
Or like
That could be a radio station.
Deep dive.
WWTF.
Okay, yeah, I guess we don't have to name names.
Right.
Off the air, we'll take care of it. But
Cool.
we'll make a Kill Bill style list, and it's going to be a whole thing.
Well, yeah,
there's going to be some
gotta be a
swinging
list.
60s
There's
hits.
gotta-
I don't know about me and writing lists of people's names anymore with this day and age dressed
that's
like
true.
I
That's
am.
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
you'll
Probably should stay
probably-
away from
Yeah.
that.
Stay away from making lists of any kind.
Yeah.
Though, if you do want to make a list of people,
No, Patrick, don't even encourage it. Just
well, I
don't.
was going to say, like, there's a company called Knock Knock Stuff, and they make a specific list. I'm going to say it in reverse, called the Tish list, that I think you'll enjoy.
Right, that's exactly the kind of list that he should avoid, because that's
Yeah. No, I'd like to stay out of federal prison for as long as I can.
right. So, what was your musical experience like? What
It was a whole lot of fun. I mean, I really didn't have. I mean, other than I was so before opening night, because I had never sung on stage in any capacity other than drunken karaoke,
right?
and doing all this choreography and being with a lot of really talented people that had like I think I was maybe one of two that were newcomers to musical theater, but it was a high school student who did theater in high school. And I drank a lot in high school.
Right.
So,
right. So you had no previous theater experience of any kind going in.
I mean, if you can count comedy as kind of performance,
No,
art,
well,
but
yes and no, yes and no.
Yeah,
But
no.
because it's a totally different animal.
yeah, no, yeah, it's totally. I mean, it's way more premeditated and
Yes,
it doesn't like.
because I actually started in theater.
Really?
Before I moved, because I didn't start doing comedy till about 5 years ago. I started performing in theater when I was 25, and I also went in. I never did that in high school or anything, and I went in with nothing.
Yeah.
And that's a very brave thing to do.
So Titus, this is your future.
Cool.
That's we were going to reveal to you on
So
the
I get
show.
Well, you're
He's
actually
time traveled here.
You're actually taking over the show,
Sweet.
so the life is yours now.
Awesome.
I think everybody went to see America's Got Talent.
I hope
Good.
they did. I hope they did.
Yeah.
But it'll still be out there.
They
We'll
can-
share
Yeah.
the video later, and other people can enjoy.
Yeah,
all
go
this
vote
as
for
well.
Ryan Niemiller,
Yeah,
everybody.
you can catch
Absolutely,
us on the
absolutely.
podcast,
Right.
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
Listen
we'll
to
be
this
out
on
there.
iTunes.
Listen
Yeah,
to
it's
anytime.
all
Leave a
recorded. It's all
review.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Support it on the
live,
Patreon.
But watching live is overrated. Unless it's America's Got Talent and you're voting for Ryan Niemiller, then do it. Do it now.
Exactly. There are very few exceptions.
Yes, yeah. So, walking in, what was the original experience like when you went in for auditions? That was
Ooh, yeah.
Oh
Audition
God!
stories.
Nerves, a lot of nerves.
That tracks.
I basically was just driving. It was Allie Irwin,
okay.
the
Yeah,
comedian.
yeah.
She was the one who got me into it. She was driving. I was nervously rehearsing a song over and over and over again on the drive from her place to the theater.
What song was it?
It was a song by my favorite band. It's called America 2 by The Midnight. My weird hipster crap. But
I only know musical theater.
yeah, no, it wasn't a musical theater number.
Or Weird Al. That's all I know.
But I just kept singing it repeatedly because it was like one of the only songs that like I can just know by heart and everything. And I get to the theater and he asks me to just do a few scales and sing a harmony part with the lead male. And I didn't even have to do a song. He's just like, okay, here you go. Here's your libretto. So basically, it's a lot like comedy in the fact that it's like it's worry, and then you get on stage and it's fun and cool. And it's like, why was I so worried about that?
Yeah, because one of the things, because community theater is just a very tight knit group.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody,
Yes.
most of if you're a newcomer to it, it can be a little intimidating because I remember my first time going in to audition for was Epic Proportions at Dayton Theater Guild.
Okay.
And I walked in there, and of course it's theater, so I'm me. I get there 20 minutes early, so I wait around for 25 minutes till somebody unlocks the door.
This is true. This
And
is
then-
true.
so
There are
I'm-
people
I'm the
less
first one
punctual than
there.
comedians.
And they hand me this sheet and say, "Well, fill out what you've done before." It's like, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, "Well, even high school counts." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never done this.
Yeah, no, I
So-
got by on, well, he did, I guess Allie had talked to the director a little bit before, and he had mentioned, like, DJing. It's like, that doesn't translate at all.
Yeah.
Like, that in comedy, so, yeah.
Yeah, which comedy does.
No.
Yeah, you can.
No.
It doesn't really translate.
I mean, at
that
least
well.
you won't be freaked out by the lights
Right,
situation.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, you
I mean,
won't.
there's
you
that.
don't have to worry as much about stage fright.
Where they're
as
like,
somebody
Yeah.
oh no,
at
it's
least.
dress rehearsal. What are these lights
Yeah.
that are blinding me?
But, I mean, like, the whole
Yep.
point of comedy is, like, to break the fourth wall, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's completely different.
yeah.
Well, depending on what show it is, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the intimidating part about walking in for your first time is, of course, when the way I was, I sat in the room, it's nothing but me and the director and the stage manager and one of the producers, and I didn't know any of these people. They didn't know me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that walked in after me knew all of them on a first name basis, knew everybody else on a first name basis, and I'm sitting here thinking, why am I here?
Do they start doing actory things?
And
like
they
you go
started
show up,
doing actory
and where they're like
things, and yeah,
they're like
that's-
doing tongue twisters or like stretching or something, and you're like, am I? And they have
This
like
particularly
headshots,
rapid,
and you're like,
unintelligible
Yes.
pattern isn't generally heard, but if it is, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That-
that-
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, that was. Were we supposed to know that?
Unique
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah, and it's like before going on stage, they want to do the spirit circle and all these things. And
They-
I'll
did
be
that.
over here. you do that. I'll be over here.
I don't have a soul, so I don't
Yes,
have anything to
exactly,
add to your
exactly.
spirit
What's
circle.
the point?
Yeah.
You're not going to awaken anything.
Right.
I've died years ago.
I definitely feel. I started in high school, so I was one of those people, theater kids.
you
But
you
it's
were an
weird
early
being-
developer.
Yeah, like
with
going
theater.
and like going back to like comedy and then going back to that. Like, yeah, all the little rituals and stuff. I definitely am more like, do we have to hold hands? Do we have to?
No, we should start
Do
doing
this?
that before the Sunday show at Wiley's.
Oh,
the
that-
group meeting.
I think
Just
we should do, like,
everybody-
hands in the
we'll talk
middle
to Karen
and do,
see if we
like-
can just do a spirit circle
I'm sure
out
she
there
would just
before
love
we-
that.
Just be like, and
yeah.
D jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Self-deprecation.
We all hate ourselves.
Yay.
Woo!
Yep, somebody with a traffic cone in their pants.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
you never know what you're getting at Sunday comics.
That's the
It's
thing.
a-
We'd have to agree. We could use this show. That's what the chant would be, whatever the titles are, or from the list of titles that were suggested.
Yeah,
and be like,
that's-
you'd go down and be like, say a number. You'd have 10 of them, and be
what
like,
you
our
need-
chant to get into game mode.
What we
Is
should
Flea on a
do
Dinghy.
sometime is just go through all the previous titles of my shows and write them all down, put them
Yes.
in a hat, and I'll take them in Sunday when you guys are doing your improv with
Oh
Karen.
my god, that would be great. Actually, yeah.
just
Yeah.
as a random phrase to fit into something.
There's
So,
an
yeah.
improv
That'd be a good
game.
game.
There's an
Scenes from a hat.
Yes,
Well, there's
similar to
there's
that.
yeah, there's an improv game where it's like you have to pull out where you're like you're having a scene and you're talking, and then you
And you have to
have
use
the
one random
suggestions, and then you
line, yeah.
have to use that line. You have to incorporate it
that would,
into it'd be
that would
like it'd be like, son, your dog just died. He died from
The live
fleeing
radio.
on a dinghy.
Oh, wow.
It was
we died from a flea on the dinghy.
Yup.
And that is a terrible way to
that's
go.
what happened. 'Cause you can't look at any of them ahead of time.
By the way,
That would be fun.
That
Darren
would be a
Cox
lot of
says he
fun.
could hear us from the parking lot.
Really?
Like on his radio.
being awfully
or-
loud.
I was going to say.
I'm usually too quiet, so now I'm trying to like overcompensate.
I'm hoping he means like over the radio, because that would
Hoping
be
so,
yeah,
too.
that would be.
I hope so,
Otherwise, his
too.
hearing is good.
Right.
You know,
He might want to join the X-Men,
Yeah.
right. That's the
especially now that they're owned
yeah.
by Disney. It's
He
know,
may be
Well,
a
yeah, that's
supermutant.
probably why he didn't want to. Yeah.
yeah. He's like, I'm kind of more of a DC kind of guy.
So,
You know?
so have you gotten? Are you bitten by the bug now? By the theater bug that infects us all?
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no. just because it took a lot from my personal life.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The time
Yeah.
requirements to do theater, like
Well, musical theater even more so.
Yeah, exactly.
I would imagine, yeah. 'Cause
Which I haven't done musical theater, but I can imagine with the choreography itself just adds so much more to everything you need to.
You have to learn the
rehearse.
songs
Oh,
too,
yeah.
and if you're
Right.
chorus, you have to learn all the different parts and
Yep.
coordinate it and make sure that's on point. And the choreography then is added in,
Yeah.
and just the stage part of it.
That's why I've never done musical theater. I'm just
3
lazy.
levels of
Yeah.
rehearsal.
Yeah, no, I basically went through 2 different jobs while I was doing this production.
Yeah, well, there you
That's
go.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our schedule was like Monday through Thursday, every day, 7 to 9:30. So like, and I couldn't do any open mics, even if I wanted to, because of that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
but it was a lot of fun. Not to undersell it. Would I do it again? Absolutely. I actually there were a few opportunities to audition for some shows that are going to be coming on soon, but I've never seen Chicago,
Yeah.
so I didn't really want to audition for it because I didn't want to jump into something and not know what I was doing again.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, that's a part that I thought was fun because I've done a couple that had been adapted to movies, and I refused to watch the movie until I
until
finished
after
the performance. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah.
I didn't want to portray another actor being that character. I wanted to see what I could put into it.
I guess I could see that.
Well, your charisma's so high, you don't want it to be limited by
Right.
Richard Gere's level
Right.
of charisma
Exactly. Yeah,
in
I don't
Chicago.
want. I
You
don't
want
want to have to dial it down any
Exactly.
to be a Richard Gere.
Exactly. It's like putting like a bushel over that bright light.
Right.
That is your beard.
You can't do that.
It's just
yeah.
radioactive.
But no, there were a handful of plays that I did that had been adapted to film that I didn't want to watch the film until afterward. So I mean, there were some that I already seen it beforehand, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because there are a few, if I had the opportunity, there are a few musicals where if I could audition for it, if there were any productions soon or nearby,
Right.
I would absolutely jump at the
Which
chance.
ones?
Like Phantom of the Opera,
Okay.
Sweeney Todd, all the
Mm.
typical goth kid stuff, basically. Like,
What about, is American Idiot considered?
I'm not a fan.
I thought so.
No, not a Green Day fan.
What about Spring Awakening?
I've never seen it.
It's good.
I might be interested. I kind of wanted to take a
Darren
break.
said Marvel. He's a Marvel.
Good man.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. If he was gonna be one of those Snyder Bros who's gonna be like,
Oh, God.
I don't care what anyone says, Batman versus Superman is one of the best films. You're like, no, it isn't. No.
No.
Never seen it. That's
We lost the 5. See, and that's, you made the right choice.
yeah. But
By listening to WWSU
Exactly,
106.9
exactly.
FM
Lost
voting
more
for
views.
Ryan Niemiller.
or voting for Ryan Niemiller.
What's the website again, Patrick? Is AGT
Oh, God.
vote?
Oh no, yeah,
Dot-
look it up
I-
again.
I have to
Read the
go
whole
my
thing.
Yeah.
.vote.
Let me do that on my phone while we're doing this.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway,
Here it is.
One of-
agtvote.votenow.nbc.com. Voting is open until 7 a.m.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Ryan
I'll
E.
get-
Miller is on
I'll
there.
get that when I get home. Yeah, absolutely. Ryan's brilliant. But anyway, where was I? As far as because I know when I do a show, I start out, I'm really excited. Back because I haven't done one in a long time, but I was really excited, really ready to get going. And about halfway through, I'm really ready for it to be done.
Yeah.
By the time it ends, I'm never doing another one of these. And then another audition would pop up and be like, I want to do that one. And that's
Yeah, that's kind of
But-
how it.
I
Yeah.
did the first one. I think I didn't do another one for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And then when I got back into it, I think that year I did 6, and it wore me out. But this was before I had everything on my plate that I have now, so I
Yeah.
don't.
You
Because
you
now
are a
it'd be
man.
hard just to get one in.
Right. With all of your responsibilities, I can
Yeah.
imagine, yeah.
Because I did audition for one recently, a couple months ago. They were doing. They're going to be doing Catfish Moon over at Xenia.
Oh, cool.
And that's one
X-Act,
years
right?
ago. Yeah, X-Act. I did. I was actually in that when they did it at Dayton Theater Guild back in, I think, 2008.
Hmm.
And it was a lot of fun. I played the lead in that one as Curly, and I had a lot of fun in that one. And,
Awesome.
I auditioned for one again. Didn't get in, mostly because I didn't want to shave my beard, and I also am way too busy to be able to make most rehearsals. But I've been kind of itching to do one again. I love comedy, but my heart is in theater first.
Yeah.
And that's why I started comedy, is because I didn't have the time to commit to theater.
Yeah, it is kind of like the crack, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, just
absolutely.
quick, 5 minutes, get in, get out. Like, do as much as you can. And
Yeah.
But
I'm just
no,
casting
theater.
you in things right now. I'm like, there's this great revival of Oklahoma right now, and they're going for sort of like
Wouldn't
a
do it.
modern
Wouldn't
country
do it.
western.
I cannot.
You'd be
do
great as like a
Oklahoma.
chorus member. There's there's probably some Sam Shepard play.
that is one
Probably.
thing, is I auditioned so late into the production already that I only could have been on the ensemble. I would like to, at some point, try a bigger part with more speaking lines. Because
Right.
I up until, our final show, unfortunately, there were extenuating circumstances where a cast member couldn't make it. And so I had to fill in a role really quickly, which gave me an additional sentence of dialogue that I had to say.
There you go.
So I was up to 2 sentences.
What?
Yeah.
How would you
two
memorize
whole-
awesome.
that?
That's
Right.
awesome.
No, because it was like, by the time everybody had to be off books, I was like, yeah, I know, where should I put the linens now? Like, I think I've got that.
I've got that one down.
Right.
Feed me another line.
Yeah.
Line. But I was brought into one once, like 3 weeks before opening night,
Oh, man.
and it was
Wow.
because somebody backed out after going through most of the rehearsals, and I came in like 3 weeks before opening night, and it was not a small role.
You'd have to take a lot of
And,
Adderall and just study
I got it.
You hit up
somehow,
Billy.
somehow, but yeah,
You got the good stuff because he's
yeah,
like, man,
yeah, I got
when
with
I
Billy.
had to study
made
for the
sure I had
bar.
something to keep me up and keep my brain working. But no, it was kind of exciting coming in that late, because then it was a challenge to how quickly I could get off book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was younger, I don't know how I'd be with it now, but when I was younger, I would always do everything I could to be the first one off book. Because once you get off book, you have freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're carrying that around, it's harder to be that character, because you realize you're still this. You have this book,
Yeah.
and getting off that thing is so much. I mean, it's such a relief to be able. It's like, okay, now I can concentrate on what I'm supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
and that
And
was-
other subtleties and stuff too,
Right,
because
right.
like there's even like after blocking, there's still some interpretation that's just that's
Yeah.
like you and what you want to put into the scene. Like,
Yeah. And then the director says, "Don't do that anymore."
right.
Yeah.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite shows that I ever did was Complete Works of William Shakespeare Abridged.
Oh yeah, I've done some
with the
scenes
reduced
from that. yeah.
Shakespeare Company. That was so much fun.
Oh man.
But
Yeah.
we had to know the script so well, because we could go way off book. We could go way off on a
Yeah.
tangent for minutes, but we had to be able to get back on book.
Yeah.
And that was the challenge
Wow.
of that, is knowing and being able to remember where you were while you're going off on a tangent with an audience member.
Just an aside. That,
And it was
improvise.
so much fun doing that. And I remember there was one line in there that I delivered it the way I saw it, which was the way I liked it. And I was told every time by the director, "Nope, I want you to do it this way." And I said, the first time they told me that, I said, "But that way's not funny." Because it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Okay, I will do it your way." And as I walked away, I said, during every rehearsal. And come the live show, I did it my way, and it got an enormous laugh, and I did it my way for the rest of the show.
Of
and
course.
that director was not happy with me, but she realized that I was right.
Hey, it probably made for a better review, right? If-
Well, I don't care about reviews for community theater.
no.
We had one of the shows I did, we had one of the cast members was like upset to almost to the point of tears because of a bad review we got. And they said something about it to me, and I started laughing. I said, "I understand that this is your art, but imagine how this reviewer feels." I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Do you think any writer in the world has a goal to be, first of all, a critic, but not only that, a critic of local community theater? He's only there for 2 reasons. Either that's all he could do because of his talent, or he screwed up and that's where they put him." He's bound to be a little bitter and angry by the time he picks up that pen.
That's a very valid point. Yeah.
So I don't think I ever read a review of any play I was ever in because I didn't care. I'm doing this for me, not you guys.
Right. No, yeah, you're.
I guess that's a little harsh on critics, but they deserve it.
Screw them.
That's a fun play. It's a very fast paced one act. If I remember correctly, the abridged works of Shakespeare.
It's about 2 hours long.
You have to go between like talking, but then like just doing the actual Shakespeare.
Right.
But it's very like to keep the comedy going.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's like you're just
especially
spitting out and like changing characters. So you'll do like a scene, and you're like, I'm Polonius, and now I'm the friend, and now I'm now I'm Ophelia.
Yeah,
and
I had something like 33 costume changes.
Oh wow!
Yes,
and it's all just you go backstage in this door, and as you're walking to the next door to go out, you're throwing something else on, and you're heading out. Half the time I'm coming out on stage, still putting still pulling my pants up or something.
I had about 5.
That's part of the joke of it, though. That's
exactly.
what that's the key to it. Is like if you don't do it fast enough, like that's a big core joke of the entire play.
Because that's the premise of it.
Like
it's
we're going to get through this in 2 hours, whatever it is.
It's 3 actors that are trying to perform every single Shakespeare play.
So
even
it's
the
supposed to look
lesser
sloppy.
It's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
And man, it's fun.
The things you don't remember.
There are points we're just throwing props everywhere, and the whole second.
Yeah, wasn't there one
act,
where it's like, is it the history plays or is it the lesser works where they just do like one? It's like one joke per play. They're just like, here's the thing, and it's a throwing part, and then it's like
they do a lot. They do the histories as a football game.
That's what it is.
What they're using the crown. They're using the crown as the football, so they're just passing it back and forth. And King Lear gets called because he's a fictional character on the play. Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
The entire second act is all Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and you go through it, and then you still got some time left, so you go through it faster. And then you go through it really fast, where everybody just runs out, picks a weapon, and dies.
Exactly.
And then you do it in reverse, which you actually do all the words.
I'm
backwards.
alive, Mercutio.
Oh, it's crazy. It is such a fun time, but that's.
But when you said memorizing it, I was like, oh no, oh my god, because I remember just doing that scene, and you're just like,
did you you did that one?
Yeah, I did it for an acting class. I think we were supposed to pick serious things, and I only know 2 modes, which
it's
is
Shakespeare. It's serious.
Well, I was like, abridged works of Shakespeare is mode 1 for me. Mode 2 is Sam Shepard. That's the other thing that speaks to me for some reason. Buried Child specifically, because it takes place in Illinois and in a cornfield, and it's about an incest and buried child. It's great. Anyway,
awesome.
Is this any connection with the Richardson case?
Oh man, here we go again.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you want a dark, deep dive and be depressed for a week, go ahead, check out Buried Child by Sam Shepard.
Yeah, I started with Epic Proportions.
It's the Tennessee Williams of the Midwest.
Yeah, I started with Epic Proportions. Was the first one I ever did, and that was basically I think I had 8 characters in that, and I was a narrator.
Whoa.
And we pre-recorded the narration because I also was one of the first actors on stage.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun because the premise of that, you had 2 or 3 main characters, and then everybody else played multiple characters.
That's fun.
And that was a lot of fun doing that one. But I think I followed that with Night of the Iguana.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, we're going to have to go ahead and take a break. You got us queued up for music? All right, awesome. You're on top of it, Patrick. Let's see. What did I do on this one? Mr. Stone King is what we're going to play here. This is a song called You Can Run. Hit it. Hey, this is Don Smith from the Life Radio Show. Do you like telling jokes? Are you the class clown? Do your friends always tell you you're funny? You want to prove them wrong? Well, nearly every Sunday, Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's Oregon District brings you Wiley's Sunday Comics. You can be the one on stage making people laugh. Or not. All you have to do is send an email to wileysundaycomics@gmail.com and follow the instructions in the reply email, and you can tell jokes at Ohio's oldest comedy club.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker at Wiley's Comedy Club, and you're listening to WWSU 106.9. I swear to God.
Hey, welcome back to the Life Radio Show. See, I got that story out just in time. Just in time. All right. Anyway, we'll go ahead and continue talking about it. That way nobody else knows. But no, the set, we couldn't joke about anything during that play because it would happen. Like I said, we made them laugh till they peed their pants on that one. I joked about losing my voice the one night. Came in Sunday with no voice at all. We made it work. Then final weekend, the final show, we were back during the pre-show meeting, and the director said, "Have a great show," and walked out. Because after the first show, every show she said, "Make them laugh, but not hard enough to pee their pants." So the last show meeting, she didn't say that. And I pointed it out that she didn't say that. I said, "I guess it's okay to do that." Somebody did it.
Oh wow!
Again.
So that's insane.
It was one of those weird shows that everything happened just that way, and it was it was fun show though.
Yeah, that's good future reference to. There were a lot of. First of all, I can't tell you how many people knowing. With a theater background that said "good luck" when I told him I was doing
instead of break a leg.
It's break a leg, yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
And we just had a lot of little weird we were.
That's like talking about the Scottish play in a theater. You don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this like the Scottish play? Is this like we got so many things? You just had a longer list of things.
Right.
They were like, "Don't say this."
We were supposed to have a live band accompanying us. They had to drop out, so we had to do backing tracks. And learn how to cue those up and stuff during production.
Fun.
The younger female lead, she threw her back out after opening night.
Awesome.
Or it was the second show. Yeah. So we had to retool a scene for that. And then there was this plague that everybody got colds and stuff. So that was fun for musical theater. Everybody's hoarse.
Yeah, there are so many things that have to go right, and so many things that are easy to go wrong. My biggest fear was always blanking.
Yeah.
It happened to me one time in a final dress rehearsal. The night before we opened. And that scared me to death. It was the only line that I missed in the entire play, and it was the first one when I came on stage.
Oh, no.
Because for some reason, my line did not. Somebody asked me a question when I first got on stage, and my response was so far out of what it should have been as a response to that question. It made no sense. Because basically I was ignoring the question and just starting a conversation like nobody asked me that. But I came out and I think the question was, "What are you doing in here?" And I walked out and she said that, and I said,
I just felt like it.
Nowhere else to go. But I blanked on that, and it terrified me. And so from that point on, that was still early when I started. And from that point on, every night before I get to a show, I will get there early enough that I can read through the entire script. Every show.
Yeah, those are the ones that you're always most likely to forget, or where it's something that's sort of out of the left field.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely been in that situation where I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
Yep, that's the only time I've ever done it when there was an audience, and it was final dress rehearsal. And the bad thing is, the rest of that dress rehearsal went so bad that 20 minutes in, we just stopped, reset, and started over. We apologized to the people that were in to see it for free, and we started the whole thing over.
Oh, you had that? You had a preview crowd?
Yeah. It was at Brookville.
Okay.
We did. Yeah, they would basically take people from a retirement home to watch us perform on dress rehearsal night. So we had to apologize to them for being so terrible.
Yeah. I feel like people don't, if they haven't done theater, they don't realize that, especially first some of the first, like especially the first dress rehearsal, is just an unmitigated disaster.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just like to the point where you're like, is this even going to be ready?
Right.
Like after all that work, all that rehearsal.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the feeling, because I kind of think that a run of a play should be kind of a crescendo, because you don't want to start off nailing it,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to get to a certain point, because it has a peak, and if you reach that peak on opening night, it's just going to fall off. You know, and that I've been in plays where we reached our peak performance before dress rehearsal, and everything else was just grueling after that. It's like, oh, this sucks. But
I mean, I've definitely seen some where it peaked probably in the first few rehearsals, and then they decided to make choices, and it just became a snowball of I don't know, questionable choices.
Yes,
where the end result, you're like, what is this even anymore? I don't even. So many weird things have happened.
What's the you say something enough times, it just loses all meaning, you know?
Yeah.
That's
like where do you put the linens?
right.
Is that what the line was?
I think at one point I said Lenin's.
You're just like Lenin.
Like I was rounding up like communist revolutionaries or something. Like
something Lenin's.
Yep, he's on display in the Kremlin, isn't he? I don't know.
yeah.
All right. Should we hit some news stories?
Yes.
All right. Because we might have some good ones here. I don't know. A Frenchman who died of a heart attack while having sex during a business trip for a railway company was the victim of a workplace accident, a court ruled earlier this year. The safety technician, identified as M. Xavier, had traveled to the Lorient region, roughly 90 miles south of Paris in 2013 for work when he had sex with, quote, a complete stranger. During the act, the man suffered a heart attack and died, the local France reported. The Court of Appeal of Paris ruled his death a workplace accident in May of this year. His employer, railway construction company TSO, as opposed to TNA, TSO argued that because his sexual activity was not part of the work, and because he died in a different hotel in which he was staying for the work, his death wasn't the company's responsibility. The Paris court argued that it doesn't matter whether an accident during a business trip happens on work or personal time unless an employer has proof of an employee interrupting his mission for personal reasons. The court also said the sexual activity, quote, is a matter of everyday life like taking a shower or a meal. Lucky French, I guess.
And we're lucky to have good health care premiums.
Good health care and sex whenever. That's like three squares a day.
It is Europe, and they do have Cap Garde over there.
What's that?
It is France. It's in Europe, and they also have Cap Garde, the apparent nudist resort where people have sex.
Oh, I guess that would be a
Supposedly.
workplace incident then. I don't know.
I wonder if you
but
went to Cap Garde.
only if you work there.
I love that attitude, though. They're
Well,
like,
that's great. That's an everyday
is it like taking
part of
a
your
shit?
everyday life.
Sorry, I cannot say that word.
I mean, we'd probably be maybe less screwed up if we took that attitude. Like here,
I'm good with it, man.
Right? No. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna.
I'm good with that,
John,
and I'm probably good with the heart attack during
144.16.
sex.
Yeah.
144.16. What happened?
I said the naughty word.
Oh,
You said a
Oui, oui.
word.
144.16.
That's funny that you missed it this time.
It's like
Don.
when you say it, you say it in French, though. It just sounds classy.
Well, I'll have to go back and listen, and sneak it into the rebroadcast just to mess with Patrick. A Texas man who allegedly performed stunts on his motorcycle to evade arrest during a traffic stop turned himself in on Wednesday, police said. Jesus Sebastian Gomez surrendered to the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office on a felony warrant of evading arrest, the Blue Mound Police Department wrote in a Facebook post. His bond is set at $15,000. Police shared dash cam footage of Gomez, a.k.a. Baby Jesus, doing wheelies and standing on his motorcycle while weaving in and out of traffic on August 10th, taunting police who were trying to stop him. You have a few. The Facebook post from the police wrote, "You have a few options. 1, turn yourself in and pay a cash bond to prepare for court. 2, call a bail bondsman or an attorney to post your bond. 3, run. We don't recommend the third option. You already see where that's gotten you. Yeah, away from you.
Well, yeah. Like just put a ramp up on a ravine, and then like they can't follow you, right? Like that's the whole.
That sounds right to me. Yeah.
I just feel like they found themselves in the middle of like an action film.
Right.
And they didn't, like you said, there's just suddenly a ramp there
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
You'll never take me alive.
Who put in this ramp? Who put it in?
Yep.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
It's like,
The
you
episode
gotta
title is
catch your
either
break
Sweet Baby Jesus or Baby Jesus Escapes.
Okay.
I'm not
Yep.
sure yet. Well,
I mean, it's hard to break in, and I guess this is his way of, going viral.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. How many days before they had the footage? Was it 3 days? And then he turned
Let's see
himself
if
in.
it says. Let's see if it says. It doesn't say. Just
No.
he turned himself in on Wednesday. What was August 10th? What day of the week was August 10th? Let's check it out.
That was a
My
week ago,
calendar.
so Tuesday probably.
Oh no, August.
No, my birthday
10th.
was
Saturday.
August 10th. Sorry.
It was a Saturday.
I don't
It
know,
was
month
really
frame.
close. That happened on a Saturday. Turned himself in on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be.
That was 4 days.
That's some biblical stuff there.
Yeah.
Right.
He is risen. Oh, hey,
His thingy has
Put him
risen.
up on handcuffs, like
yep, they handcuffed him to the
The cross.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, he's going to be crucified in court. Do you want to swear on the Bible? I wrote half of it. It's all
People
about,
didn't picture the second coming being like this.
It's all about me, baby Jesus. A pigeon apparently didn't think much of a lawmaker's idea to address a messy situation at a Chicago Transit Authority stop known by some as Pigeon Poop Station. WBBM of all WBBM TV reports that one of the birds did its business on the head of Democratic State Representative Jamie Andrade, or Andrade, I don't know, as he was discussing the problem with a reporter outside of Irving Park Blue Line Station. During the interview, Andrade rubbed the top of his head and said, "I think he just got me, didn't he?" The sidewalks outside the station are covered with bird waste and feathers. Andrade has been trying to fix the problem. One of his ideas is to ask CTA to install a hose line for power washing when it constructs new escalators at the stop. So yeah, talking about pigeon poop, and there it is.
People need to stop feeding those birds with Pringles and laxatives.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's been an experience recently in the comedy scene
Yes.
that can relate.
I have had an experience
Yes.
with
Yes.
birds. Sorry, pooping. Pooping all over me.
That's tough.
108.44.
What's that?
108.
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I really.
148.44.
So not only was the call sign, it was BBM, so
Yeah,
WBBM.
bird bowel movement.
Bird.
Yes.
Yes, sir. That's what. Yeah. That's,
Yeah, I mean, they're vicious. They're vicious.
Yeah.
They swoop in out of nowhere.
yeah, you guys were swarmed.
Yeah, we were
This
swarmed.
was in Jamestown, Ohio.
It was a
there were
swarm.
a gang of Dayton comics were attacked by a
gang of
bevy
birds.
of BMing pigeons or
Yep.
birds. What were they?
I'm-
Probably starlings.
Probably starlings,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
gearing up to
Yeah, they
make a big,
did the old swoop and poop.
Yes. It,
I don't
you
know
could
if
look
there's
at my
any.
car. Like my boyfriend, he was like, I mean, he knew about this. He saw me come home and be like, I have to burn everything. And he got, I don't think he had been in my car until I think Sunday. And he's like, what's this on your car? I'm like, the
I told
birds
you. Yeah,
that I told you about.
yeah, they were
They
done.
swooped
Yeah,
in.
they
I'm
just
not
went everywhere.
exaggerating.
Yep, that it sounds like a bad situation. I think it was probably a setup from Travis Charles and John Morris because they were the only ones that performed that weren't there when that happened.
That's true. They got out of town fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it's Jamestown. If you've ever been there,
But that's
you
true.
should get out of town
I do
fast.
know. I
The less
do know.
popular Hitchcock sequel, The Pigeons.
Yes, the Starlings.
Yeah.
It's the Mockbuster version.
Yes, the Mockbusters.
It's just a
Perfect.
super cut of people being pooped on by birds all over the country.
Here's one more reason not to go to bed on an empty stomach. A California woman who dreamed of swallowing her engagement ring says she woke up to discover it had actually happened, leaving her in need of an emergency medical procedure to extract the sparkly morsel. Jenna Evans of San Diego was sleepwalking on Tuesday night when she said she swallowed her 2.4 carat diamond after dreaming she was on a high-speed train and the only way to protect her ring from approaching bad guys was to swallow it. So I popped the sucker off, put it in my mouth, and swallowed it with a glass of water, Evans wrote in a now viral Facebook post that detailed the bizarre incident.
I mean,
So how did they get it out?
yeah.
Like, did they surgically remove it?
Laxatives, lots of
Oh,
laxatives.
okay. So
No, I don't-
she
I
took
don't
a
know. I don't know.
WBBM.
I ended the story from there, so because it wasn't that interesting anymore. So,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I guess
That
that's
explains the.
what.
Never mind.
I think if that's what happens to your engagement ring, there might be somebody trying to tell you something.
Yeah, your subconscious
Yeah.
reaching out and being like, "No, girl, we need to talk."
Yeah. A man is facing driving under the influence charge after striking a police officer while driving a scooter and then crashing into a parked car in downtown Denver on Saturday, according to officials. The Denver Police Department said on Twitter the incident happened around 5:30 p.m. at the intersection of 21st and Market Streets near Coors Field. The scooter operator struck a police officer while he was directing traffic in an intersection before crashing into a parked vehicle. Kurt Barnes, a Denver police spokesperson, told Fox 31 that while some see scooters as a quick mode of transportation while out bar hopping, he warned people can still get a DUI while using them under the influence of drugs or alcohol. It's Denver.
I don't think so, Scooter.
Did you say I don't think so, Scooter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what the police officer said. I don't think so, Scooter.
So
I mean, is there anyone who doesn't hate scooters?
No.
I'm seeing a lot of them pop up in downtown Dayton. Are they doing the rental
Yeah, but
things down
pigeons-
there like they did like in Indianapolis?
Yeah, they started that last month.
Okay, because I started seeing a bunch of them, and it's like, wow, everybody's got matching scooters. This is weird. But I've never seen a rental station for one. Like when they did the
No,
little
they
green
don't.
bicycles.
There's no station.
No, there's no station.
Okay, that
It's,
makes sense.
It's
'Cause
sort of interesting.
In
kind of like
Indianapolis,
throw them up
they
all on a
have
truck.
what's that?
Like at the end of the night, I've seen like a truck drive by with
Yeah,
a bunch of them on. Like,
the-
Oh, okay.
That would probably be the RTA. They're the ones who are collecting them at night.
okay.
Okay. So you can just hop on them. You don't have to. Do you have to pay
There's
something?
there's an app, and you
Yeah.
do have to pay, and it's really expensive. Like
so
I
there's
heard,
an app for that. So.
I heard it could be upwards of $20 for a ride, depending on where you're going.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
From
crazy.
comments.
The
Yeah,
city
Crazy.
bikes are $5.
I know,
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna
Like
say,
you
do
could
they
just
still
use a
have
link
city
bike.
bikes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
and
Why
it's-
wouldn't you do that then?
Right. Well, they're not electric, I guess.
Yeah.
You still have to
Well,
pedal.
yeah, you still have
Yeah.
to pedal, but you look a lot cooler pedaling than you do on a little
Yeah,
scooter.
on a scooter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That just seems like with
Yeah,
as
it's-
much like, especially I've seen them around like the bar areas and stuff in Dayton. Like that just
Yeah,
seems like a
yeah.
recipe for somebody to get smacked on a scooter.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
somebody's
You know,
gonna
like-
get hit by a car.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they're just littered across the sidewalk, which is perfect
Yeah.
when drunk people are walking.
Right.
Just
And
take
while
some things
I'm-
and
Yeah,
litter the
we need-
sidewalk.
Imagine
blunt
all the
metal
other drunk
poles to
people
fall
leaving
in.
Yeah,
the
more
Oregon
blunt object
district.
force trauma. That's what we need,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
And
yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
Imagine all the drunk people leaving the Oregon district in their cars that now have to pick scooters out of their grill. That's
yeah,
just,
exactly.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's
Their
a tragedy.
grill.
It's terrible.
Yep, their grill.
Those poor cars.
Yeah, those poor cars.
Poor cars. Is anyone thinking about the cars?
That's where my concern is right now.
Yeah.
Actually, my concern
Someone
is
please
on the next
think
news.
about the
concern
cars.
is the scooter getting burned to death on the grill.
People
It's their
Yeah,
fault
yeah.
for getting
People
on
Well,
the
hate-
a little
scooters.
barbecue sauce.
they hate those scooters. Like that.
Yeah.
People actually do like videos where they'll set them on fire and that sort of thing, or run over them.
What do we
That's
hate
probably
more,
why
the
it's so
scooters or
expensive.
the pedal wagon though?
Yeah, that pedal wagon's annoying. That is
Yeah.
annoying. I've not been on it, but that's
The
yeah,
gentrification
just-
more.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yes,
the
I like
gentrified urban scourges.
It's so slow.
Scooters.
Like if you get behind
I
it,
don't
you're
want-
I
done
think
for.
gentrified urban scourges is a good episode title too. Now I'm
It sounds like a good band name.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we were saying, that his episodes are really just purely since we don't talk really about anything, no questions are ever fully answered, that really the only purpose of it is to generate names for bands and improv troops.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because even my news stories, there aren't any real answers in there. I
No.
give you like the
Like
a
he
few
asked a
highlights
question. He's
and then
like,
I
"How long
stop.
did it take?"
No
I
idea.
don't know.
Didn't
How
put
did they
that
get rid
in
of
my
it?
notes.
I don't know.
Yep,
On
I have-
this show,
I have-
we
Printer
don't
ran out of
answer.
paper. Oh
On
well.
this show, we don't answer questions.
We
make
don't have to
questions.
answer a dang thing here, Patrick. It's the life.
It's like life. Life has no answers to any questions.
Yeah, there are no answers, and that's really my point.
That's my religion. There are no answers.
I think that's pretty much any
There are
religion.
no answers.
There are no answers.
It's all essays.
Yes. All right, we don't have time for any more news stories. Which the next one's about a stolen golden toilet seat, and that would have golden toilet, not just the seat. They took it all.
The whole
Plumbing.
toilet.
Whoa.
The whole toilet.
toilet. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, in Winston Churchill's.
Did it have a
home.
deposit in it already?
That poor orphanage.
There's a bird
orphanage.
deposit in there.
Yes. So, Titus, do you have any shows coming up? Are you getting anything going on, even the DJing or anything?
Oh.
Are you taking a little break, or
Because
I know theater of any kind takes a lot out of you.
it does.
Yeah.
I'm going to be DJing at Therapy Cafe for EDM Tuesday next week at 9 p.m.
Cool.
If anybody likes electronic music, come out to that. Other than that, no, I'm kind of just taking a little sabbatical from everything, I think.
Okay. Makes sense. You have to do that every now and then just for sanity.
Yeah.
Adrian, do you have anything coming up that you're looking into? Any shows that you're doing? Or?
Yes. This Wednesday, I am going to be at Mixwell's at Northside in Cincinnati at 9 p.m. If you're listening to the podcast, that's probably irrelevant.
Yep, because this will be out next Tuesday.
I also will be at Wiley's this Sunday at 8 p.m. And I know I have a show after that in Columbus. I believe it's Thursday. It's at the $2 Radio HQ at 8 p.m.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to get theater people on that aren't just comics.
I really enjoyed it. It was nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because a couple weeks I have just a bunch of actors on. I don't even have no comics, just both hours, nothing but actors.
That's
It's
fair.
going to be different.
Do some acting exercises on air.
Yeah,
That's what you should really do. Share tongue twisters and, do some vocal warm-ups.
Yeah.
Maybe some improv games.
Oh,
might be-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. I
Would
mean, you have a
improv
video
train-
component, so you could do like you know what I mean? Like some
That's
physical.
true. That's true. We'll have to look into that. Have something else going. All right, Patrick. Let's go home. Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we are on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM. You can also stream the show live at WWSU1069.org, and we go Facebook Live at the Life Radio Show's Facebook page. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email thelife1069@gmail.com.
Presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
I'm doing this for me, not
Yeah.
you guys.
Right.